He went from a dusty township to earning 16.8 million rand a month. Now he flies private, owns a secret empire, and hides more than you think. This is Percy Tau, the Mzansi's richest footballer's lavish lifestyle. Percy Tau isn't just a footballer. He's a symbol of grit, of ambition, of the South African dream made real. Born on May 13, 1994, in the coal mining town of Witbank, Tau's life began far from the glamorous stadiums and flashing cameras. He was raised by a single mother, Elizabeth Tau, after losing his father at a young age. She worked tirelessly, juggling jobs to feed her children, while Percy shared bedrooms, clothes, and big dreams with his siblings. From early on, there was something different about him. He wasn't just playing football in the street. He was studying it, obsessing over it, living it. At school, he was the kid who always had a ball under his arm. Teachers called him stubborn. Friends called him crazy. Percy called it purpose. Fast forward to today, and that same crazy kid is now earning more in a single month than most South Africans earn in a lifetime. He's played in the UEFA Champions League. He's won international trophies. And while most athletes crave attention, Percy has done the opposite, building wealth quietly, staying out of scandals, and letting the numbers speak for themselves. But as you're about to see, the story of Percy Tau isn't just about football. It's about calculated moves, silent power, and a transformation no one saw coming. Before the private jets, before the millions, there was Witbank, a town surrounded by coal mines, where opportunity was rare and luxury non-existent. That's where Percy Tau was born. His early life was far from glamorous. He shared a small house with multiple siblings and a hard-working mother, Elizabeth, who became his anchor after his father passed away. She wasn't just the provider, she was the foundation. She worked as a cleaner, a vendor, and even did laundry for neighbors. Just to keep food on the table, Percy saw struggle firsthand. He didn't grow up seeing Ferraris or mansions. He grew up seeing survival. But even in those conditions, one thing was always constant: the ball. Percy would kick around rolled up socks, plastic bottles, anything round. The streets of Witbank became his first training ground. At school, he was known as the boy who wouldn't stop dribbling. His older brother, Dumasani, played a big role in nurturing that fire. He gave Percy advice, discipline, and, most importantly, belief. And then there was his mother, strict about school, but never blind to her son's talent. She would walk for miles just to watch his matches, sometimes standing behind fences silently cheering him on. While most kids played football to pass time, Percy played with urgency. Because he wasn't just playing for fun, he was playing for a future, a way out, a way forward. That hunger, that desperation, would one day take him from dirt fields to Champions League turf. But back then, no one knew that the quiet boy from Mpumalanga was about to become Mzansi's golden boy. Percy Tau's path to football stardom wasn't just a straight climb. It was a maze of rejections, transfers, and wild comebacks. At just 17, Percy joined the prestigious Mamelodi Sundowns Academy. For many, that would have been the dream. For Percy, it was just the start. In 2013, he broke into the senior team, but opportunity was limited, so the club loaned him out to a second division team, Witbank Spurs. That felt like a setback, but Percy turned it into fuel. In just 11 games, he scored 3 goals and left the Spurs fans chanting his name. When he returned to Sundowns, he wasn't just better. He was unstoppable. He helped the team win 2 Premier Soccer League titles and the CAF Champions League in 2016, a historic win for the club and for South African football. Then came a move that shook the continent: Europe. In 2018, Percy signed with Brighton and Hove Albion in the English Premier League. South Africa went wild. A boy from Witbank, now in the Premier League. But then, disaster. Work permit issues blocked his debut. He couldn't play in England. Instead, he was sent on loan to Union SG in Belgium. Most players would have faded away there. Percy didn't. He exploded. Not only was he named Player of the Season, but his performances caught the attention of Club Brugge, a top Belgian club. With Bruges, he played in the UEFA Champions League, scoring against Europe's elite. Then came Anderlecht, where he continued to dominate. But just when people expected him to cement a legacy in Europe, Percy made a move that stunned everyone. He left Europe for Al Ahly in Egypt. Fans were divided. Some called it a step backward. Others said he was chasing money. But Percy knew something they didn't. At Al Ahly, he wasn't just a player. He was the star. He scored 17 goals in 59 matches, won 2 CAF Champions League titles, and in 2023 became the CAF Interclub Player of the Year, the first South African ever to receive the honor. By 2025, he made another power move, signing with Qatar SC for a reported $450,000 contract, earning him 16.8 million rand per month, from township dust to European turf, from Premier League benches to continental crowns. Percy Tau didn't follow a career path. He created one. Most footballers make money. Percy Tau makes moves. His journey hasn't just been about goals. It's been about strategy, leverage, and long-term power. Let's talk numbers. At Brighton, despite limited game time, Percy earned around 2.9 million rand per month, a figure already placing him among South Africa's highest-paid athletes. Then, at Al Ahly, he signed a deal reportedly worth 22 million rand per year. That's about 1.8 million per month. But nothing compares to his current contract. At Qatar SC, Percy's salary skyrocketed to an eye-watering 16.8 million rand per month. Let that sink in. That's over 560,000 rand every single day. He earns more in 1 hour than most South Africans earn in a month. But here's where it gets interesting. Percy isn't just stacking cash. He's multiplying it. According to insiders, Percy Tau has quietly built an investment portfolio that includes real estate across South Africa, including Cape Town, Johannesburg, and Mpumalanga, minority stakes in luxury hospitality businesses, hidden investments in the local tech and lifestyle sectors. And unlike flashy athletes who post every car and chain on Instagram, Percy keeps it quiet. His net worth today, estimated at 350 million rand, around 20 million US dollars. But some experts believe that number is far higher, due to offshore investments and business holdings registered under separate names. Here's the kicker. Percy reportedly uses advisors from both South Africa and Dubai to structure his wealth, ensuring it's protected, taxed smartly, and grown discreetly. While some athletes go bankrupt after retirement, Percy is playing a long game because he knows something that many don't. Football ends. Legacy doesn't. When you earn over 16 million rand per month, life stops being normal. And Percy Tau? He doesn't just live well. He lives like Mzansi royalty. Let's start with where he sleeps. His primary residence is a jaw-dropping 22 million rand mansion in an elite estate in Johannesburg, complete with a private gym, home cinema, infinity pool, and biometric security. It's not a house, it's a statement, but that's just one of them. Percy also owns a 9.5 million rand villa in Mpumalanga, rumored to be his personal retreat when he's back home. And quietly, he's acquired multiple properties across South Africa, from Cape Town to Limpopo, kept under the radar, away from media noise. Now let's talk about his rides. Percy isn't a loud collector, but every car he owns has class written all over it. A Range Rover Sport worth 4 million rand, a BMW X5, a Mercedes-Benz AMG Coupe, a Volkswagen GTI, and a luxury van for family travel. Together, his car collection is estimated at 13 million rand, with personalized plates and armored security features in at least 2 of them. But the most powerful flex? He doesn't fly commercial. Percy travels exclusively via private jet. Chartering one costs between 150,000 to 200,000 rand per trip, and the aircraft he frequently uses is valued at over 100 million rand. Whether he's headed to a Champions League match or an island getaway, he's in the air, on his own terms. And when he's not training or traveling, Percy is spending time in designer stores, collecting luxury watches, and being styled by private fashion consultants from Joburg and Dubai. His wardrobe? Think Louis Vuitton, Balenciaga, Dior, and Audemars Piguet, all tailored, all exclusive. Percy Tau doesn't live like a footballer. He lives like an African icon in full command of his empire. For all the headlines, the contracts, the private jets, Percy Tau remains incredibly private when it comes to one thing: family. He's married to Rachel Tau, a woman who rarely appears in the public eye. Together, they have children, but you'd be hard-pressed to find photos or interviews. That's intentional. Percy has built his empire in the spotlight, but protects his family in the shadows. While other athletes post every dinner and holiday, Percy avoids the noise. No flashy captions, no viral couple moments, just quiet loyalty. Insiders say he's deeply committed to his family life, often flying them out for private vacations. spending weeks disconnected from the world in remote locations. His favorite destinations? Mauritius, Seychelles, Zanzibar, private beachfront villas, high security, total silence. There, he's not Percy the footballer. He's just dad. And despite his fame, he hasn't forgotten where he came from. He reportedly supports extended family members, funds education for relatives, and returns to Whitbank quietly, without press, without announcement. In a world where privacy is rare, Percy Tau has made it a priority. Because while football is his career, family is his foundation. So how does one of South Africa's richest athletes unwind when he's off the pitch? Percy Tau doesn't party in clubs or chase headlines. His escape is intentional, quiet, luxurious. He's a lover of golf, often playing at private courses across Gauteng and Doha, where membership fees exceed 6 figures. He enjoys nature retreats, escaping to secluded lodges and wildlife reserves where no paparazzi can follow. And when he's home, he's just like anyone else. Gaming, Netflix, football replays. Close friends say he's obsessed with analyzing matches, even his own, replaying clips for hours, making notes, perfecting positioning. For Percy, leisure isn't laziness, it's recovery with purpose. His vacations. Think private islands in the Indian Ocean, 5-star resorts, and ocean views with no neighbors for miles. No Instagram stories, no flashy posts, just presence. Because when you've built a life this big, peace becomes the ultimate luxury. Talent gets you paid, but strategy, that's what builds generational wealth. And Percy Tau is playing a different game. Unlike many athletes who fall into the fame trap, buying fast cars, throwing parties, chasing status, Percy took another route: financial intelligence. Behind the scenes, he's quietly assembled a diversified portfolio. Sources close to his circle confirm he owns multiple properties in South Africa's most elite neighborhoods, shares in hospitality and wellness businesses, private investments in fintech and sports management companies. What's even more impressive, many of these assets are held under trusts and holding firms, allowing him to stay under the radar while protecting his wealth. He's not just spending, he's allocating. Tau also works closely with a dual advisory team, financial planners in Johannesburg and Dubai, ensuring that every rand earned is working for his future. Retirement? He's already preparing. Rumors suggest he's developing a sports academy project in Mpumalanga, aimed at training young talent and giving back to the community that raised him. Because Percy knows something most players learn too late. Football is temporary, but ownership lasts forever. Percy Tau's story is far from over, because what's coming next might just redefine everything you thought you knew about him, and about the game itself. Stick around. You're not ready for what's next.